Hi, this is Suzanne in Ohio. I have a quick project share for you today. These are some embellishments that I've been making today. I have 4 of them completed, and it's a good time here in the house for me, so I thought I would show them to you. These little things are actually folders. They can slip in a journal pocket, although they could stand alone as a gift or a substitute greeting card or anything like that. Here's the first one. I'll explain a little bit to you. I printed out several really beautiful prints off of Pinterest, internet, wherever, I don't know. I just always make sure they're very old so they're not copyrighted. And they have not been enhanced, so they don't belong to some graphic artist. But what I did here was I first printed my sheet of paper with a very light background of sheet music. And then I double printed with all the bird prints right over top of it. So that's mounted on the front of the card, enhanced a little bit by some of this dyed organza and stuff that I had done, and a little cluster. Over here is a very small 1948 envelope, 3 tiny flowers, some fluff, some pearls, some lace. You get the idea. So it sets it off quite nice. And I'll bring it down just a little bit closer so you can see it. These bird prints were exceptionally beautiful. Don't ask me how I ran onto them. Well, actually, I did a Google search, but most of the best ones came up as Pinterest pins. Okay, so when you turn these little folders over, most of them I put a little cluster on the flap, and this string is permanently attached, and so you don't ever have to worry about losing it. But you untie it, and it's what holds the flap down. And then when you unfold it, the whole thing opens up. Let me back you out here, and we'll get you a whole look here. So you just open it up, and this one just happened to be 2-sided, and that was the inside, and I didn't bother changing it. It looks kind of earthy. So I made a simple pocket out of one of the scraps, and that's what this project started out to be, is to just use up some of my scraps, and then of course you get carried away. A small journaling card out of some textile things that I had made, and a copy of a genuine 1948 postcard, and a coffee dyed guest register out of a wedding book. And so those 3 things just slip in the pocket. And you could easily add a money card or a gift card of some kind for someone in there, or your own personal handwritten note, whatever you want to do. So that's the first one. Basically shades of mauve and pink. I'm not sure how your color is going to come out today. My sunshine keeps coming and going. I set the parameters as close as I could to give you an accurate view of the color, but if anybody out there has any advice for me, please let me know. Okay, second one, male and female bird, beautiful print, and I enhanced it with some of my hand-dyed lace, polymer dyed lace, and a little Tim Holtz cutout. Now this stuff you see on here, somebody had asked me, and I wanted to explain. I do a lot of printing on tracing paper. I copy old vintage handwriting and music sheets mostly, and then of course I did have a sheet of thought-provoking words, so I have some of those printed too. But what I can do is tear those, and then once I put them on with a glue stick, and I use the extra firm or the extra strong, then the tracing paper virtually disappears. So it really adds a lot, and then I can put the image right where I want it according to how I'm going to finish it out. When you turn this one over, there's a little cluster on the flap, some more hand-dyed lace, regular lace, a copy of 2 stanzas of a song, first and second stanza handwritten, truly vintage, and then one of my hand-painted feathers, which I just print them out in all different sizes and then cut them out, and then I've got them to use. And that color right there blended itself beautifully with this folder. Okay, so here I want to just open it up. And again, some of these glue on tracing paper pieces, just enough to enhance a little bit. This is a double printed piece of paper, but it was so light, I thought it needed some more interest. So I put that on there. And in this pocket, 3 little pieces. These little journaling cards that I had made, I did a set of 4, and I actually sold them on Etsy, but before I did, I scanned them and I can print them out. So it has that item, print of roses, lines on the back, and a genuine copy of a genuine vintage postcard. Okay, so those 3 items fit in there. You could stuff a lot in there because I made these pretty sturdy, plus I sewed them all around the edge, so they can be a little overstuffed if you'd want to. Okay, so there's that one. And then the third one, now I can see my light is changing because my sun is coming and going, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But here's the third one, and this is all in shades of navy blue and blue, country blue. And that's how it was hard to do this one color-wise. But if you can see right here in the original paper, there was little splotches of this, what I call mahogany color. So I picked up on that and then added, this is another piece of my hand-dyed lace, and a little cluster here with a rolled up piece of sheet music, some sparkly, they call it yarn, but of course it's not, and a bow and a little ribbon flower. So when you turn this one over, just a tiny little cluster there, enough to give it some interest, and then you untie, and in this one I put 2 pockets. So let me back out a little bit to show you. That's a little too much. Now you can see my messy desk. Ken Burns doesn't have to worry about me. I'm never going to take his job as a cinematographer. Okay, so a little piece of writing paper, something simple, slips right in there. And in this pocket, another little piece of writing paper, a third one, and then a piece of copy dyed ledger paper, whatever. I think it's, yeah, some kind of ledger paper. Weekly record, probably pay and all that. Okay, so that's the third one, and then my fourth one ended up to be the biggest one yet. So I want to show you that. This one, one of my favorite birds. It's a catbird, or what you might call a mockingbird. So because it had the egg here, that got me to thinking, and I created a little facsimile of a nest and painted some navy beans in the same color as the picture. Pardon me, I have a terrible cough. Okay, so I enhanced around it by picking up the same colors as in the print. And this is all my hand-dyed lace and fibers here. And if they weren't quite right, then I use my distress inks to just tint them a little ways left or right, whatever the case might be. And see if I can show you this nest up close. I don't know if it will focus or not. And again, I never know whether to turn this autofocus on or not. Sometimes if you move it, you know, when you really want to work, it don't. If anybody has any suggestions for me, let me know. And about my lighting also. Okay, there's the 3 little eggs I painted. Navy beans, actually. It was kind of fun. I couldn't decide whether to do it or not, but my sister said, yeah, it needs the eggs. So when you turn this one over, I didn't put any embellishment on this flap because there was so much on the front, so I just left it. Untie this ribbon, And then when you open this one up, you've got 2 full pockets. And in this one, another one of those journaling cards. And then 2 prints of vintage embroideries. And I just folded them. I put lines on the back of them, and they just slip in there. And this is journaling card also. It's got ledger paper on the back of it. They slip in there. And then this was the one I liked. I used one of my little teacups that I had made. This teacup is actually made out of fabric. It's an applique, and then I make copies of it. So what I did with this teacup is I turned it over and I put, well, first I put the slit right here with an X-Acto knife. And then I turned it over and put a false backing on it. And then it gives me a little pocket in which I can slip this genuine copy or copy of a genuine old postcard letter and this little cross-stitch textile. So that's your teapot. And then over here is a little pad of paper, 5 or 6 sheets, 6, 7, maybe 6 total. I didn't count. It doesn't matter. But you have a little notebook that slips right in here, and then the teacup right there. Okay, so there you have it. There's my little file folder. I shouldn't say file folders. They're just folders that kind of substitute for a greeting card or whatever. First I planned to put them all in journals, but of course I don't know if I could get this one in there. It is quite 3-dimensional. It's very sturdy, but there you have it. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if this lighting wasn't quite right or anything else. Please send me some suggestions if you have anything for me. All right, thank you for all you YouTubers who share all your tips and tricks and techniques. And I hope somebody has gleaned something from this one today. I sure do from other people. So I want to thank you again for watching. Come back soon. Bye.